All right, so picture this. You need like a Shakespearean poem written, and you also need a document translated like instantly, and then you also need a brand new website layout. And you ask your computer, and boom, it just
Yeah.
like does it all.
Wow.
That's kind of the power of what are called foundational models, this
Yes.
new wave in AI that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, they're really incredible, these foundational models.
Yeah.
And they're kind of going beyond just like those single task AI programs that we're all used to.
Right.
Like I think we're all familiar with things like spam filters,
Mhm.
things that have been around for a while, but these are trained on just mountains and mountains of data.
Yeah.
And they can adapt to all sorts of jobs.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
And I like how the podcast that we were looking at described them.
Oh, yeah.
They called it like a Swiss Army knife of AI.
I love that analogy. I think it's very fitting.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like, what are some specific things that these models can actually do?
Oh, wow. There are so many things.
Yeah.
One area that's already seeing a huge amount of change is software development.
Okay.
So there are these tools like Copilot and Codex that can write code.
Really?
Yeah. So this is speeding up work, it's catching errors, and even suggesting new approaches.
Wow.
Imagine having an AI partner
Mm-hmm.
that knows your coding style and can anticipate your needs.
Yeah.
That's essentially what's happening.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing. I know this overview also mentioned how it's revolutionizing how scientists do research.
Oh, absolutely. So one really mind-blowing example is AlphaFold,
okay.
which was developed by DeepMind. And what AlphaFold does is it predicts the 3D structure of proteins
Okay.
with incredible accuracy.
Wow.
And this is just a game changer for drug discovery.
Okay.
Scientists can now understand diseases
Right.
and then design treatments much faster than ever before.
So it's like AI is giving scientists superpowers.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing.
And so this technical overview we have,
Yeah.
it talks about how foundational models learn in a different way through what's called self-supervised learning.
Exactly. So instead of needing humans to label data and guide them step by step,
Yeah.
these models can learn from the structure of the data itself.
Wow.
So just imagine they can analyze these massive data sets
Okay.
and spot patterns
Yeah.
that humans might miss.
So they're just constantly teaching themselves and becoming more capable over time.
Yes, and that self-learning ability
Yeah.
is what's driving their impact across all these different fields.
Oh.
So, for example, in the creative space, we now have tools like Midjourney and Sora
Okay.
that are generating incredibly realistic visuals.
Okay.
We're talking about like Hollywood-level quality visuals.
Hold on, AI is making movies now.
Well, not exactly making full movies yet,
Okay.
but they're definitely contributing to the process.
Yeah.
They can create those breathtaking landscapes, those special effects
Right.
that used to take teams of artists months to produce, all thanks to AI now.
That's crazy. What about text generation? Like everyone's talking about ChatGPT these days.
Yeah, ChatGPT is just one example.
Mhm.
We're talking AI that can analyze complex legal documents,
Wow.
provide instant customer service,
Yeah.
even write creative content.
That's wild. It's really mind-blowing to think how quickly this technology is evolving.
Oh, it is.
Like this McKinsey report that we have
Yes.
predicts that foundational models could add trillions of dollars to the global economy.
Trillions with a T.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that prediction just highlights how this isn't just hype.
Right.
This is a fundamental shift.
Okay.
And that massive economic impact, trillions of dollars,
Yeah.
that means big changes for how we work and live.
Trillions of dollars. That's a serious number.
It is.
It sounds like knowing how to use AI tools is going to become like the vital skill for everyone.
Absolutely.
Regardless of their field.
I completely agree. Whether you're a lawyer, a doctor, an artist, an entrepreneur, understanding the basics of AI and how to leverage these tools is going to be crucial.
This all makes me think about those sci-fi movies where AI like takes over the world.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a realistic concern?
I think it's important to acknowledge those anxieties,
Okay.
but the reality is a little more nuanced.
Okay.
The focus should really be on AI as a partner,
Okay.
augmenting human capabilities rather than replacing us.
So more like AI assistants that help us do our jobs better.
Exactly.
What would that look like in practice?
Well, imagine working with an AI
Okay.
that knows your workflow inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
It anticipates your needs. It fetches information, handles those really tedious tasks,
Yeah.
and even suggests creative solutions that you might have missed.
So it's like having the ultimate personal assistant by your side.
Exactly. And instead of fearing, job displacement,
Yeah.
maybe we should look at this as an opportunity to focus on the more strategic and fulfilling parts of our work.
Okay. That's a much more optimistic way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's like AI can free us up to do what we humans do best, think creatively, solve complex problems, and connect with each other.
Yeah, I love that.
Um, but we can't just ignore those potential downsides.
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
With any powerful technology, there are always going to be risks and challenges that we need to carefully consider.
All right, so let's get into that. What are some of the concerns that are being raised?
Well, one concern is this intense competition between these tech giants.
Okay.
OpenAI, Google, Meta, Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in this race to build the most powerful AI.
Okay.
And that race for dominance really raises some questions
Like what?
about who controls these tools and
Right.
how they're being used.
Yeah, and Simba, the host of the podcast that we're looking at, he also brought this up.
Yeah.
And it does make you wonder, what could happen if such powerful technology ends up in the wrong hands?
That's a very valid concern.
Yeah.
And it underscores the need to really carefully consider those ethical implications of AI development and deployment.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about, the people and the organizations behind it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We need to be having these open and honest conversations about the potential risks, both now and as this technology continues to evolve.
It sounds like there are a lot of unknowns and uncertainties as we navigate this new frontier.
Definitely.
But one thing is clear, AI is here to stay.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to have a profound impact on all of us.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this conversation so important. We need to be informed.
Yeah.
We need to be engaged.
Yeah.
And we need to be actively involved in shaping the future of AI.
Right.
Ensuring that it's a future that benefits all of humanity.
Well, this has been a fascinating and really thought-provoking exploration so far.
It really has.
We've covered the incredible potential of these foundational models, their impact on various fields, and some of those key challenges that we need to be mindful of. So we're going to explore these ideas even further in the next part of our conversation.
Yes, we are.
So stay tuned because we've got a lot more to unpack.
A lot more. As we kind of delve deeper into this world of foundational models, one thought-provoking question that keeps surfacing, for me at least, is if AI can already do things like write code, create art, even solve these complex scientific problems, what does that mean for our definition of creativity and intelligence in the future?
It's a question that really makes you pause and think.
Yeah.
We often consider those as qualities that are unique to humans.
Right.
So if AI can replicate these things, does it challenge our understanding of what it means to be human?
I think that's precisely the conversation we need to be having as we kind of navigate this AI revolution.
Right.
Foundational models aren't just about technological advancement. They're kind of forcing us to reconsider, our core beliefs about ourselves.
It's like AI is holding up a mirror to humanity in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
What are your thoughts on whether AI will ever truly replicate human creativity and intelligence? Is there something inherently different about the way we think and create?
Well, it's a debate that philosophers and scientists have been grappling with for years.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer.
Right.
But what we can say for sure is that AI is already producing outputs that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago.
Yeah.
I remember when the idea of AI writing a poem or composing music felt like something straight out of science fiction.
Total.
And now it's becoming more and more commonplace.
Exactly.
So as these models continue to evolve, who knows what they'll be capable of?
Right.
But even if they can perfectly mimic human creativity, I still believe there's something unique about the human experience.
Okay.
Our emotions, our values, how we interpret the world.
Yeah.
All of that contributes to our creativity. And at least for now, AI can't fully replicate that.
It makes you wonder if AI can truly understand the emotions behind a piece of art or music.
Yeah.
The way that humans can.
Yeah, that depth of human consciousness and emotional experience, I think, remains a key distinction.
Okay.
But, AI can still be a powerful tool for exploring these questions.
This makes me think about all the potential benefits of AI beyond just like the risks we discussed. Like we talked about job displacement, but could AI also lead to like entirely new jobs and industries that we haven't even imagined yet?
Think about how the internet led to a whole new digital economy. You know, the rise of AI is creating a similar wave of opportunities that we're only beginning to understand.
So instead of fearing AI as a job killer, maybe we should view it as like a catalyst for innovation and growth.
Exactly. That's a much more constructive way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, history has shown that technological advancements often lead to new and unexpected forms of work.
Right.
It's really about adapting and evolving.
Oh. And speaking of adapting, we can't forget about those concerns regarding like how AI is developed and used.
Yeah.
You know, we need to consider the potential negative impacts as well.
Oh, absolutely. The ethical considerations are paramount.
Okay.
We need to be vigilant about issues like data privacy, responsible use.
Yeah.
And we also need to remember that these models are trained on massive amounts of data.
Right.
And that data reflects the biases and inequalities that exist in the real world.
Yeah. Simba made a similar point in the podcast. He highlighted the need to address like present day challenges and ensure that AI is developed in a way that benefits everyone.
Was he spot on? Open and honest conversations about those potential risks are crucial. And we need to proactively develop safeguards to mitigate those risks. It's a delicate balance, you know, fostering innovation while ensuring responsible development.
It sounds like a collaborative effort is needed involving not just tech companies, but policymakers, researchers, and the public as well.
Exactly. And that's where organizations like the Partnership on AI come in. They're bringing together these experts from various fields to develop best practices for ethical AI development and deployment.
It's reassuring to know that those conversations are happening.
It is.
And that people are working towards a future where AI is used responsibly.
Yeah, it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the people behind it.
Yeah.
The policies governing it.
Right.
And the conversations we have about its role in our world.
It's about taking an active role in shaping this technology.
Yes.
Not passively accepting whatever comes our way.
Exactly. And for anyone feeling inspired to dive deeper, don't be afraid to explore these AI tools firsthand. You know, see what they can do, push their boundaries, and discover how they can enhance your work and life.
That's a great point. Don't be intimidated by the technology.
Yeah.
Dive in, play around, and see what you can create.
You might even discover a passion for building the next generation of AI solutions.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
This conversation has given me so much to think about, both in terms of the possibilities and the potential challenges.
It's a lot to process.
It is.
But it's essential that we engage with these topics as AI becomes increasingly integrated into our lives.
We've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive.
We have.
We explored those philosophical implications of AI, the potential for both the positive and negative impacts, and the importance of responsible development.
Yeah. And as we wrap up this part of the conversation, here's something I want to leave you with, even with all the uncertainties and challenges. There's a sense of excitement and possibility surrounding this technology.
Yeah.
You know, we're witnessing a transformative moment in history.
Right.
And it's up to all of us to shape the direction of this AI revolution.
It's an invitation to participate in the conversation, to ask questions, and to contribute to building a future where AI benefits everyone.
Exactly. So as we move into the final part of our deep dive, let's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the conversation going.
Now on to part 3. Okay, so we've explored, you know, the incredible potential of these foundational models and all the mind-blowing things they can already do.
Yeah.
But as with any powerful technology, we've also talked about like the risks and the challenges that need careful consideration.
Absolutely.
And I think a crucial point that's emerged from our conversation is that we're not just like passive observers in this AI revolution. You know, we have a voice, we have agency, we have the power to actually shape how this technology unfolds.
So what can we do as individuals to help ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that benefits humanity as a whole?
Well, I think staying informed is key. You know, read articles, listen to podcasts like this one, and engage in those conversations about AI's impact on society.
Exactly.
The more we understand this technology, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions about its role in our lives.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
But once we have that knowledge, how can we actually, like, use it to make a difference?
That's a great question. I think one way is by supporting organizations that are dedicated to promoting like responsible AI development.
Oh, for sure.
For instance, there are groups like the Partnership on AI
Yes.
that are doing some incredible work bringing together these experts from different fields to really like develop those ethical guidelines and best practices.
I think that's a really important point.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who are actively working on these things.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate the power of your voice.
Yeah.
You know, talk to your friends and family about these issues.
Right.
Write to your elected officials.
Okay.
Share your thoughts on social media. The more we can make our voices heard, the more we can influence, you know, the direction of AI development.
It's about like taking ownership and actively participating in shaping this technology.
Yeah.
Not just passively accepting whatever comes our way.
Exactly. And here's another thought.
Okay.
If you're feeling inspired, consider diving deeper into AI yourself.
Oh, okay.
There are tons of online resources and courses available, even for beginners. You might discover a passion for building the next generation of AI tools.
That would be amazing.
It would. It's like we said earlier, you know, knowing how to use AI is going to be an essential skill in the coming years.
Right.
No matter what your field is.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe some of our listeners will be the ones creating the AI solutions that address the very challenges we've been discussing.
That's a fantastic point. This isn't just about reacting to what's happening.
Right.
It's about proactively shaping the future.
Exactly.
It is both exciting and a little daunting to think about all the possibilities and the responsibility we have in navigating this new frontier.
And that's what makes this such an exciting time to be alive.
Yeah.
So we're standing at the cusp of a technological revolution with the potential to really transform our world in these profound ways. And it's up to us to ensure that transformation is a positive one.
Well said. I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into foundational models. We've covered a lot from like the technical details to the ethical considerations. And hopefully we've given our listeners a lot to ponder.
Yeah, the key takeaway is that this is an ongoing conversation. This field of AI is constantly evolving.
Right.
So we need to stay engaged and informed and curious.
Because the future of AI is ultimately intertwined with the future of humanity. And it's a future we all have a role in shaping. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep the conversation going.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.